soul, get close to God, 'cause He makes all impossibility possible. Refine my soul, get close to God. Put me so deep in your fire, make me strong and make me conquer. Have you been troubled?
Hi everyone, my name is S1EP1. Today I have here Make I Can. Yeah, you have a question for me.
Yes, I do. My question today is regarding those who are into relationship or courting. Is it okay if praying for one's partner, does it really guarantee the marriage not going through stress, or there's not going to be divorce along the line?
It doesn't guarantee that. Marriage is about two people who have made a decision to come together and do life together. And it's good. I will recommend praying for your partner or about your partner before getting married. But don't think that you're not going to put in the work. Marriage is work. If you ask me to secure a job for you, I can do that. But I won't help you work. I won't help you keep the job. You have to be hardworking. You have to follow the company's rule and all of that. So there are rules guiding marriage. There are sacrifice to keep marriage. If praying about partner is the one that will have helped me this far, I would have lost it. Yeah, I married a good man. I am also a good person. But doesn't mean that I don't have things I have to work on. We are coming from two different backgrounds, different training. We have experienced different things in life. I have garbages coming into the marriage. I have things that I have not dealt with, and so likewise your partner. But many people want to marry because maybe their age is not on their side, family pressure, societal pressure. Oh, they are seeing couples that they love how they do, and they feel like, oh, it's Romeo and Juliet. You know, when you watch too much love stories, you believe that that's the reality of marriage. That's not the reality of marriage. And then you get in there, you'll be shocked, and you want to come out. After I prayed about it, we are quick to tell, especially if it is a man of God or woman of God that prayed on it. I will go back and meet that woman that, but he told me it's good. But she was not in the marriage with you. God is there. You need his help. I think what changed everything for me was when I started giving room for Holy Spirit to teach me. You know, and also my partner was understanding and he was intentional about keeping our home. So if two people who have made their choices to come together are not ready to pay the price to make the marriage work, it won't work. It's not about me praying about it. There are too many people that they got married and they're both good, but they ended up not being together. And so many times we tend to put some things under the carpet for a long time, not having that conversation, not healing, not dealing with things, just letting it go. And because I've asked before, why spend 20 years in marriage and then end up in divorce? Yeah, I realize that it's very possible. There are so many things that went unattended to, so many conversations that were not made. I endure, and we all have limits. And then you reach that limit, you say, I can't do it again. So it's sacrifice, making sure that each day you are paying the price, working on it. It's a lot. So praying about it I would say, is the first step. And the second step is, do I really love this person enough to sacrifice all? Because you're going to make such sacrifice, you're going to compromise. I was not ready to compromise before. I was disciplined. You know, I was raised as an independent woman. I don't believe I need anyone to help me become what I want to become in life. I don't share part of my life with anyone. So it took my husband to say, we are now married, you have to share with me. I'm telling you, like, he sat me down like I was a child and said, you can't keep keeping things from me. I'm your husband. You have to start sharing. We have to deal with things together, you know. And that's how we started growing and allowing. I think the most work was on me. I allowed Holy Spirit to work more on me. Because I allowed the Holy Spirit to work more on me. He started teaching me, and listening to him helps me grow. And the result is there. So it makes my marriage so easy. So my advice is pray about it, but both of you should have that conversation. Are we ready to join this? We tend to focus on the not so much important stuff. We spoke about almost everything, how we want to deal with things before we went ahead, what we want, and what we want to happen. So there are so many important stuff that we ignore, and we just focus on the fact that I've prayed about it. And many Christians are fall victim of it, and they end up being divorced or single parent or separated. It's a sad story. But moving along on this channel, I'll be talking more about how Holy Spirit has helped me, the issues that would have destroyed my marriage, But for now, our advice, if you're out there and you are praying for life partner, it's a very good thing. But you both have to sit down and make sure that you are ready to journey together. You have to be intentional. You have to be ready to pay sacrifice, spend time, and work together with God. That God that gave you the go ahead. Don't get to that marriage and forget Him. He helps. His Spirit in us teaches us all things. When He says that, it's real. It's real. I even now, I'm the one telling my husband that Holy Spirit in you, make use of it. Make use of this great Spirit, because I tell Him anything and everything. I ask Him everything and anything, and you'll be surprised the results. I'm seeing it. I'm happy with myself. Telling Him, the Holy Spirit, I love how you have worked in my life. Can you do more? There has to be growth and maturity, and when it's not happening, it's a lot. Yeah.
And another question, let's try as much as possible to balance the scale. Some people, I've met couples who said they didn't know God or they don't know God. They went into the marriage and it worked. Because when we look at it from the outside religion, there are people who have gotten married even without knowing God, and the marriage worked. So what exactly did they do that made the marriage work?
I believe that they might not know God, but God works in us, and we don't even know that God works. So we as believers, that we believe that we have God, we allow spirituality, religiosity to cover up our natural life, our attitude. When Abraham told his servant to choose for Isaac, Rebecca was good for him, right? It was every sign that the servant asked was what he got, to be sure that I am picking the right wife for my master's son. But they had problem in their marriage, right? They had problem. They began. There was no conversation. I can't imagine my husband want to pray for one of our children and he goes behind me to do that, and he asks it means that there's problem in the marriage already. So it doesn't make you have a marriage free, problem free marriage, rather, but it gives you are starting on the right foot, but you have to build on it with. So most of us, we tend to use that religiosity and spirituality to cover up the work of God, and we don't even listen to the Spirit that we say we believe in, right? So every one of us, we all have the residue of God in us. We have it. But when you receive Christ, Holy Spirit amplifies it, right? It amplifies the level of God that we carry. So that's what happens. So when we see non-believers, things working for them, it's not because I know God. That's our problem. That's the main thing. We know God, but do we really know Him enough to obey Him? Do we really know His ways? Do we know how He speaks? Do we really know? So most of us, we just use that spirituality to cover up. Every one of us has a residue of God in us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you.
Is that all?
Yes,
Thank you for